Good morning and a very warm welcome all of you to the third session of our NTA NET JRF coaching conducted by Commerce Club University of Kerala. I am Dhanya Dharmandi, MPhil Scholar University of Kerala. On behalf of the Commerce Club, I welcome all of you to today's section. So today's session is Mathematical Aptitude and Reasoning, and the session will be handled by our resource person, Mr. Swalih. So it is my great pleasure to introduce today's resource person. Mr. Swalih is a JRF scholar and now he is a research scholar in University of Kerala. He completed his post-graduation in commerce from University of Kerala in the year 2019 and qualified the Intermediate of Cost and Management Accountancy conducted by Institute of Cost Accountants of India in 2020. He worked as equity analyst Internet Capstocks and Securities Private Limited Trivandrum, and he made almost 6 publications in the top journals. Currently, he is pursuing the final of CMA and postgraduate diploma in Environment and Sustainability Development by Indira Gandhi National Open University. I think this section will be very useful for us. So once again, I welcome all of you and I request Swalih sir to take over the session. Over to you, sir. Thank you.
Respected Simon Sir, HOD Department of Commerce and ITSC, Director, University of Kerala, SMS, Dean, College of Business Management and Legal Studies, other teachers of the department, and other colleges, and my dear friends. Morning to you all. So, I was assigned with the topic mathematical aptitude and reasoning. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I was assigned with the topic mathematical aptitude and reasoning, and it is a topic that most of us commerce students generally find it difficult, especially because we left maths after 10th standard. But and this topic is relevant to almost most of the competitive exams, especially in PSC, Kerala, then SSC exams, even in UPSC exams, this type of questions are available. So it is a question that we find it difficult, but it is highly important. Now, in terms of UGC net, if we see that when we see the question paper, you will have something like around 5 questions with 10 marks each. And in this topic of mathematical aptitude and reasoning, you get the most easiest questions in all of the competitive exams in this particular topic. So I don't think you have to worry so much about this topic like most of you do. And if we learn a bit of tricks and shortcuts, we will be able to get all the 10 marks in this area. So I present my screen in my system. Can you let me know if you can see it? Can you see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Your voice is audible.
1 second.
Okay, can you see the screen right now?
Yes, sir.
Not, sir, not now. Not now for me.
Okay. I hope
Now it's
you're
visible,
able
sir.
to see the screen.
Yes, yes, yes. Now
Okay.
it's visible.
Yes, sir.
So there are the main areas to cover is there are 10 topics: number series, coding and decoding, directions, relationships, time and distance, averages, percentages, ratio and proportion, profit and loss, and interest and discounts. Actually, these are more than 10 topics, and I made it into 10. As to interest and discounts are 2 topics, then percentages include percentages and fractions, and likewise. And if we see the previous year question formats and the syllabus they have given, we generally find that there are 5 questions in this whole topic. And of those 5 questions, what we see repeatedly is that we get 1 question most definitely from number series, and likewise from coding and decoding. The remaining 3 questions, 1 question you probably get from these 3 topics: directions, relationship, time and distance, 1 question. See, in the earlier days, UGC net questions were all the subjects were in one single date. Now it is done in over a period of one week. So the examiners they have to create at least 7 or 8 question papers for paper 1. So what they do is they shuffle up the questions. That is why we have a lot more topics now, and each question paper they'll have either one from directions, next question one from relationship, and or one format of question from directions, relationship, and like that. And in the next 3 topic is averages, percentages, ratios, and proportion. You would probably get 1 question from either of these 3, and the last question would be profit and loss and interest, discounts. And these topics also you'll get 1 question. That is whole of 10 marks. Remember, see, for most of the commerce students, the subject paper we find it very easy, but we generally find it difficult in the general paper. So like many of my friends I had seen, they lose out with 1 percentile or 2 percentile for the cutoff, net or JRF cutoffs, and most of them they do poorly in the general paper. So what I suggest is you focus as much as you focus on the subject as in the general paper, especially in these topics that most of the other commerce students generally find it difficult. Most commerce students find mathematics difficult. So if you get all these 10 marks, there is good scope that you can pass the net exam, because it is generally out of percentile. If you know what percentile is, that it is not the total marks or percentage that is calculated, but the out of the whole students, how better you are than the other students, how better you perform than the other students is what is considered. That is percentile. The person who gets the maximum marks gets 100 percentile, and like that, or how well you perform out of the mark scoring person is how the cutoffs are decided. So if you perform well in these difficult areas or perceived difficult areas, you can score better. I'll move on to the first topic, number series. So in the number series, we'll find a group of numbers like this: 2, 4, 7, 12, 19. They'll give a series, and this series will have a relation between each number. You have to find out what the relationship is and find the missing number. That is the question format. There will be a pattern in the numbers given. We have to identify that pattern and find out the missing number. Now, there are 3 or 4 types of questions that you generally get in this section. And one of the methods to solve this question is find out first what the difference between each number is. See, here 2 to 4, 4 to 7, 7 to 12, and 12 to 19. So the difference here is 2, 3, 5, then 7. So we have to check whether if this 2, 3, 5, 7 has some connection between each numbers. For that, you have to memorize a few things. First of all, you need to know the squares and cubes of small numbers. Maximum, if you know up to 20, it is well and good. Likewise, you need to know the series of prime numbers, perfect squares. Prime numbers, you must all know that the numbers that have the product of 1 and the number itself. And perfect squares are the squares 4, 16, and like that. So when we check this number series, there is 2, 3, then 5, 7. If it was 1, 3, 5, 7, we would have known it is the series of odd numbers, but it is 2, 3, 5, 7. 2, 3, 5, 7. If you know the series of prime numbers, you would know that this is a prime number series. Each number, the prime number is added to each series. So after 19, you add the next prime number 11, and you get 30. This is as simple as that. Now, the next question is, see, 4, 8, 9, 27, 16. This, if you know the squares and cubes of numbers, you get directly this answer. You know 2 square is 4, 2 cube is 8, like that 3 square is 9, and 3 cube is 27. Again, 16 is given, that is 4 square. So next number would be 4 cube, 64. Now look at the next number. 1, 2, 6, 15, 31. First find the difference. Here it is 1. Then again 4. Here 9. Then 16. So what is this? What is 1, 4, 9, 16? These are perfect squares. So there is an addition of perfect squares. Then we should add the next perfect square from this number. 31, add 25, you get 56. Clear? Next, we get to a little bit more complicated number series. See, 2, 3, 8, 27, 112. We first, as usual, we would check the difference. 1, then 5, then 19, then it goes like that. So when we see this difference, we might not find any
Hello, sir.
relation. Yeah.
വോയിസ് കേൾക്കാൻ പറ്റുന്നില്ല.
കേൾക്കുന്നുണ്ടോ?
വളരെ പതുക്കെ കേൾക്കണേ.
ഓ, ഓക്കെ.
Yeah,
Give me 1 second.
Sir, it's audible.
Okay. Can you hear now?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I continue number series. 2, 3, 8, 27, 112. Uh, if we check this difference, we might not find any relation between them. So what we do is check another format. This is a common series of formats that is given in most of the exams. See, first it is 2, then 3. 3 can be written as 2 into 1 plus 1. Again, if we see 8, 8 can be written as in the format of 3, 3 into 2 plus 2. And 27 can be in terms of 8, it is 8 into 3 plus 3. So what we do is, what is the relation between these two numbers? In terms of this number, we find out this equation. 3 is 2 into 1 plus 1, 8 is 3 into 2 plus 2, 27 is 8 into 3 plus 3. Likewise, 112 is 27 into 4 plus 4. So what is this number? See, here it is multiplication is increasing by 1 and addition is also increasing by 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. So here it becomes 5. Likewise, here also it becomes 5. 112 into 5 plus 5, 566. This is also a similar series. This is 2, 5, 17 and 71. 5 can be written as 2 into 2 plus 1 in terms of 2. 17 can be written as 5 into 3 plus 2 in terms of 5. And 71 can be written as 17 into 4 plus 3 in terms of 17. So what the next number would be, here you see the relation. Here it is 2, 3, 4. And so next to it would be 5. And here 1, 2, 3, here 4. So 71 into 5 plus 4 equal to 359. So what do you do is first check if there is a connection between the difference of each numbers. If you don't find that connection, then you do this. If there is, find a relation, if this kind of relation is there. And next one is, this is a different types of series. 9, 18, 72, 576. This is called a geometric mean. Only a multiplication is there. 9 into 2 is 18. 18 into 4 is 72. And 72 into 8 is 576. So here the number is multiplied by an increasing multiple. 2, 4, 8. So what we do is 576. Here this, see, the multiples are going double. So we multiply 576 with the double of 8, that is 16. You get 926. Moving on to the next topic, coding and decoding. So yeah, coding and in coding and decoding, you will get this kind of questions. That is, a letter is word is given as some other word. So what? How would be this kind of word written in the same code? That is the format of questions. Here it is given. Roar is written as Urdu. So how Urdu would be written in the same code? Now, for that, it is good if you write this down. That is alphabets, and below the alphabets, the corresponding numbers of these alphabets. That will help you decoding this word. First, you have to check how the given code is. ROAR. How ROAR is written as Urdu. R, then R becomes U. That is three letters increasing. Don't stop there. Check the second letter also. O is becoming R. Again, three increase. So the increase is constant. So we can use that. code is that adding 3 letters to each word, you get XUGX. Now we do another question. Likewise, tiger becomes QDFHS. Find out fish. First, we'll decode tiger, how tiger is written. We'll do the same format. Check whether T is becoming Q. So it is decreasing. How much is T decreasing? 3. But again, you have to check second letter also, I. I is becoming what? D. But here, if we see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it is there is a difference in increasing. So that format we cannot use. Now we have to check whether the word is inverted or not. That is, if the T has some relation with S and I has some relation with H. S is one letter before T and H is one letter before I. So this must have been inverted. Now we have to invert this word and do the same calculation. That is the decoding is that invert the letter and reduce one. We'll do the same with fish as well. First is F. You go to last. F becomes E at last. Or you can start with the last letter H. H becomes G. S becomes R. Then I becomes H. And F becomes E. That is GRHE. Got it? See, coding and decoding, you will get the same type of questions only. There won't be any much difficulty in solving. You would probably get 1 mark sure. The number series is little bit more difficult. You have to, but these two topics are most important in this subject. You have to practice a lot. Moving on to the next topic is directions. Now in directions, you get this kind of questions like a person is moving 100 meters south, then moving 600 meters east. And finally, you have to find the distance, how much he traveled, what direction is he facing. These kind of questions are the in direction questions. So what you need to know is, first you need to know that what the directions are. And then you also have to know the cardinal directions. That means in addition to north, south, west and east, there are an intermediate directions in between them. That also you have to know. And while solving the questions, we all know this, but we tend to make mistakes while during being tensed in the exams. What you need to know is directions don't change. If a person moves south, then that south is south. There won't be any difference according to the perspective of the person. But if it says left and right, that is according to the position of the person. According to the position of the person, the left and right changes. That you must be very careful with. That is where most of us make mistakes. Another thing you need to know while doing directions is Pythagoras theorem. You must all have studied this in 7th or 8th, but we might have forgot. This you need to know. That is hypotenuse equal to base square plus altitude square. This is hypotenuse, this is base, and this is altitude. What we generally get in these kind of questions is that the distance is either the base and altitude are given, and the distance would be hypotenuse or other way. So you can solve this if you know A and C. You can solve B by doing root and all. But generally, we get these numbers as whole numbers as Pythagorean triples. There are some numbers that are connected to each other. See, A, B, C would be 3, 4, 5 in most questions, or 6, 8, 10, 5, 12, 13, 7, 24, 25. If you know this, you can directly solve this. If you know A and B are given as 3 and 4, you would directly get the answer of C as 5 instead of doing all the root and solving. Probably in net questions, you get easy questions. So generally, you will get only these kind of numbers or the multiple of these kind of numbers. For example, if you get 300, 400 and 500, no, 300 and 400, then the hypotenuse would be 500. Like that, other multiples also. So you need to by heart these numbers. Now I'll give you an example. Ravi starts from his house and moves towards south. Ravi starts, this is his house, and then he moves towards south. If you, in the paper, it's better if you draw this, and that would make your, it would be more clearer for you. If you, you get a lot, you get papers to do rough work. In the rough work, it's better if you draw this diagram, and near the diagram, you draw the directions so that you won't make mistakes. So first, yeah, he walks 100 meters south. Then he turns left. See, south doesn't change, but left and right you need to see from the perspective of the person. And then he turns left, and then 600 meters he walks. Then again he turns right and walks 700 meters. So this is his final position. And based on this information, there are some questions asked. In which direction is he facing now? He is facing this direction, that is south. In which direction is he from the starting point? That is, this is the starting point and he is here. So according to this position, where is he? This direction. What is this direction? Southeast. And what is the distance that he traveled? See, there are two questions. How far is he from the starting point? And what is the distance that he traveled? Distance as he traveled means this whole you have to add up. That is 100 plus 600 plus 700. That is 1400. Now, how far is he from the starting point? That is a different thing. This is the starting point, and you have to take this distance. This is what you need to know. For that, I told you need Pythagoras theorem. Is altitude square plus base square equal to hypotenuse square. See, we don't know this, we don't know this, we don't know this, but we know this, this, and this. So this would be 100 plus 700. See, parallel lines. So this would be 800. Now, this and this are parallel. So this 600, here also 600. You know, this is 800, this is 600. So 8 and 6. What is the third Pythagoras triple? That was 10. So hypotenuse square would be 800 plus 600. Hypotenuse would be 1000. So this distance is 1000. If we know the Pythagoras theorem and the Pythagorean triples, you get the answer immediately. You can save a lot of time. Now moving on to the next topic, relationships. Now, in relationships, you will get some relation between two people, and then find the how is another two people related. These are the kind of questions you get in relationship. You must have all solved this kind of questions in PSC and all. Now, what you need to do while having relationship is also draw a diagram or a hierarchical structure. See, before that, you know, there are different generations for relationships. This while drawing the diagram of relationship also, you need to draw in different levels. First generation is grandfather and grandmother or the other grandparents. Second generation is mother, father, uncle, aunt, father-in-law, mother-in-law. Third generation is the person, then his husband or his or her husband or wife, brother, sister, brother-in-law, sister-in-law, cousins, etc. Fourth generation would be son, daughter, nephew, niece. And you can even add more generations backward. Backward, another generation would be great grandparents. Here, fifth generation would be grandchildren and all. But in net questions, you won't get that much difficult ones. And you need to know these two terms as well, paternal and maternal. Paternal means father's side. Maternal means mother. It is easy here if you know M for maternal and N for mother. So paternal uncle means mother's brother. Paternal uncle means father's brother. Likewise, paternal grandfather would be father's father. And to solve easily, it's better you use some symbols to denote as well. Generally, they use that, like male is plus, female is minus, and then couples, like if there are two people, husband and wife, they would be connected with a line of arrows. And siblings would be connected with just lines, no arrows. And parents, Again, same line, but they are in different generations. So horizontal, vertical lines. Siblings would be horizontal lines. I'll give you an example of a question. So in relationship, you will get generally two types of questions. First is type 1, single person. That is, a person will speak. This is like this example it is given. The person is pointing to a photograph and telling another person that I am so and so of this person. That is the concept of first type of questions. I'll read the question, you will understand. Pointing to a photograph, a lady tells Jaya, I am the only daughter of the lady and her son is your maternal uncle. So pointing to a photograph, a lady, some lady is pointing to a photograph and telling Jaya. So the lady is the speaker and she is pointing to a photograph and telling that I am the only daughter of the lady in the photograph or painting. And then her son is your maternal uncle. This lady has a son who is Jaya's maternal uncle. Maternal uncle means mother's brother, and this son, it is all he is also the son of this lady. Now, how is the speaker related to Jaya's father? Remember, the lady is telling that I am the only daughter of the lady. This lady has a daughter, and that is only one daughter. And this man is also this Jaya's mother's brother. So this man has a sister and only one sister. So this speaker should be Jaya's mother. Got it? This lady has a daughter and this lady has a son. And the son is Jaya's uncle and he has only one sister because this lady has only one daughter. So the speaker must be Jaya's mother. Now the question is, how is the speaker related to Jaya's father? Jaya's father and speaker would be husband and wife. While just reading the question, you might be confused, but when you draw the diagram, it would become easier. See, I have drawn it in 3 different lines, that is different generation. This would be one generation, this would be another generation, then it would be the 3rd generation. Next, one more type questions. In the other type questions, they'll have more than one person involved. Like there would be different relations of different people given and you have to combine it. See this question. Amit and Punit are brothers. Amit and Punit are brothers. And Sheila and Leela are sisters. Then directly there is no relation between these 2 relationships. Then it is given Amit's son is Leela's brother. Amit and Punit are brothers. Leela and Sheila's sisters. And then it is given Amit's son is Sheila's sister. So Sheila has Amit's son is Leela's brother. So Leela has a brother, and it is that brother is also Amit's son. So they would all be 3 siblings, and they would all be the children of Amit as well. Now the question is, how is Punit related to Sheila? Punit and Sheila. Punit would be how? See, Sheila is Amit's daughter and Punit is Amit's brother. So Punit would be Sheila's uncle and Sheila would be a niece of Punit. Now the question is, how is Punit related to Sheila? So Punit is Sheila's uncle. You need to remember how this is given. How is Sheila related to Punit, you will write the other way. Here it is given how is Punit related to Sheila. So Punit is Sheila's uncle. And if how is Sheila related to Punit, you write niece. Next topic is time and distance. Now, this is a thing you would have all studied in physics in 7th, 8th, and 9th, but you might have forgot. So these kind of questions are always there, and you need to learn some things in this area, like speed. What is speed? Speed is distance and time, and we multiply this all. That time would be speed by distance by speed, and distance would be speed into time. These kind of these equations you must know, not just this one. And the unit would be either in two types, either kilometer or meter, and here hour or second. Now, if minute is given, you need to convert into hour. And the unit of speed would be kilometer per hour and meter per second. So sometimes you need to have to convert meter per second into kilometer per hour or kilometer per hour into meter per second. For that, you need to know this. To convert kilometer per hour into meter per second, multiply into 5 by 18. And to convert meter per second into kilometer per hour, multiply by 18 by 5. This you must know. Sometimes you might get a type with this kind of questions where you have to convert second into hour or kilometer into meter. So you have to always remember this unit of speed is either kilometer per hour or meter per second. So either solve it in meter per second or kilometer per hour, even if it is given in a mixed form. Now, I'll give you an example. A person covers a certain distance with speed of 18 km per hour in 8 minutes. If he wants to cover the same distance in 6 minutes, what should be his speed? See, here it is given kilometer per hour and minute. Here, minute you should convert into hour, and certain distance. That means the distance is same. So D1 equal to D2. The person covers the same distance. So you can take distance out of the equation, and instead of first distance, you can write, see, time and speed are changing. So instead of D1, you can write S1 and T1. And instead of D2, you can write S2 and T2. We don't need distance in this question because the distance is same. And you can equate the distance in terms of time and speed. So what is speed 1? The speed 1 is given as 18. Speed and time 1 is given as 8 minutes. 8 minutes means 8 by 60 hours. You can write only in hours, not in minutes. So convert this into hour. Now, what should be speed is the question. S2 is the question, and we know T2, that is 6 minutes. 6 would be 6 by 60. Solving that, you can get speed. Speed would be 8 into 8. You can cancel the 60 because of, if you know linear equation, you can cut these two on either sides. Then 18 into 8 by 6 would put it 24 km per hour. Now, next question. Is this clear? Now,
Sir,
yeah.
could you explain that question once more?
Okay. Yeah, see, a person covers a certain distance with speed of 18 km per hour in 8 minutes. If he wants to cover the same distance in 6 minutes, what should be his speed? See, this distance is same. Distance is same in both cases. That is, the person is covering same distance in two different speeds and times. So we can take distance out of the equation. That is because both the distances are given as same. We can take D1 equal to D2. So what is D1? So you know, distance means speed into time. You can write both the distances, that is both the same distances, as in terms of two different speeds and times. That is what I did here. Distance of first distance is first speed into time, and second distance is second speed into time. But you know that it is given same distance, D1 equal to D2. So these two are also same, but and that is how we can only find S2. That is, by knowing S1, T1 and T2, we can know S2 because this is a linear equation. And sometimes it would be given S1, T1 and S2 would be given and find T2. These are the format of questions you generally get. Since D1 equal to D2, we can write D1 as S1 into T1 and D2 as S into T2. That is, distance is speed into time. Distance is speed into time. So we can equate two types of speed into time and find out the missing requirement. First distance is C, 18 into 8. Remember, speed is distance by time, so distance would be speed into time. You should also know what is time. Time would be distance by speed. So you won't just get this kind of equation. You would also have to use this and time as well. So the distance is same. You equate the corresponding speeds and times. You get the missing number. That is, what should be his speed? Speed would be 18 into 8 by 6. That is 24 km per hour. Remember, here this is important. Here it is given in minute, but you cannot write minute in terms of speed because the unit of speed is kilometer per hour or meter per second. Here it is kilometer is used, so you have to convert this into hour as well. The conversion would be 8 minutes would be 8 by 60 hours, and 6 minutes would be 6 by 60 hours. Clear?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Now another concept here is average speed. Average speed, you need to know this thing. Average speed would be total distance by total time. I'll give you the question, then you will know the type of what average speed is. A car travels 75 km at 25 km per hour, next 25 km at 5 km per hour, and next 50 km at 25 km per hour. Find the average speed. So the car is traveling different distances at different speeds. So you need to find the total average speed of the whole journey. That is the question. The car is traveling at different speeds, and you need to find the average speed. You shouldn't just add all these 3 and divide by 3. That would be wrong. What you need to do is you have to find the total distance and you have to find total time. Divide the total distance by total time, you will get the average speed. Remember, here the distances are different. 75 kilometer, 25 kilometer, 50 kilometer. Here I have to first you need to know total distance. What is total distance? That is directly given. 75 kilometer plus 25 kilometer plus 50 kilometer. That would be 150 kilometer. Now you need to know total time. The time is not given here. But what is given? Speed is given. What is speed? Speed would be time. If you put time here and speed here, time would be distance by speed. So there is speed is here, there the distance is also there. So we can find time as well. Time is distance by speed. First time would be 75 kilometer at 25 kilometer per hour. 75 by 25, 3 kilometer. Next 25 kilometer at 5 kilometer per hour, 25 by 5, 5. Third time would be 50 by 25, 2. So adding all the time, 3 plus 5 plus 2, that would be 10 hours. So the car is traveling 150 kilometer at 10 hours. So the average speed would be 150 by 10. Clear? Any doubts? Next is averages. See, we used average here. So I'm connecting the same thing here as well. Next, the questions we learned here, the relationship, time and distance and all were reasoning questions. This is maths, direct maths. Averages are maths aptitude questions. We know this. Averages are sum of observations by number of observations, sum by number. And you have to also, like you learn distance and speed, you should also know sum is equal to average into number. And there are some tips you need to know when we learn averages. First is average of first n odd numbers. Adding n odd numbers means first n odd numbers, that is first 10 numbers would be 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus. You can directly add and then divide by 10. Instead of that, you can use this formula. Averages first n odd numbers is n. That is, if you add all the first 10 odd numbers, you will get 10. First 15 odd numbers, you get 15. You add, then divide by the total number. That is 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7 plus etc. up to 9 and divide by 10 numbers, you will get 10. And if you add the same 15 up to 15 and divide by 15, you get average would also be 15. Now, first n even numbers, averages of first even numbers would be n plus 1. See, the average of first 10 even numbers is 11. And similarly, averages first n natural numbers, that is 1, 2, 3, 4. That would be n plus 1 by 2. That is, averages first 10 natural numbers is 10 plus 1 by 2. That would be 5.5, 11 by 2. This you need to by heart. Nothing to by heart, just see. Average of first n odd numbers is n. Average of first n even numbers is n plus 1. Average of first n natural numbers is n plus 1 by 2. Now, some questions. First, average of 5 consecutive odd numbers is 11. It is not given first 5 consecutive odd numbers, just 5 consecutive odd numbers is 11. Find the sum of second and fourth number. Now here another thing about averages is, if the numbers are whole, we would know that the average would lie in the middle number. So there are 5 numbers, so the third number would be the average, and the average is also given 11, so the third number is 11. We need to know what the sum of second and fourth number. So these are also odd numbers, that is the 2 difference. So third number is 11, second number would be 2 minus, that would be 9, and fourth number would be 2 plus, that would be 13. The question is sum of the second and fourth number, 9 plus 13, 22. Next question. Average age of 30 girls is 13 years. The average age of first 18 girls is 15 years. Find the average age of remaining 12 numbers, 12 girls. 30 girls, total average is 13. Then another average is given. First 18 girls, 15 years is given. So the average of first 18 girls is different from the total average. So you need to find the remaining girls average. First 18 girls, it is given 50. Next 12 girls, you need to find average. What is average is sum. So the total girls, there are 30 number of girls, and the average is 13. So the total sum would be 390. The sum of ages of all the girls in the class would be 390. With that, we can use first 18. First 18 girls, you know, the average is given 15. So 18 into 15, 270. What we need to find is the next 12 girls average. Next 12 girls, we know the total, we know. First 18 girls, we know. We reduce, we get the total sum of the next 12 girls, 120. And the average, obviously, sum by number. The sum is 120, number is 12, you get 10. That is the answer. This also, here also you need to know sum equal to average into number. Here, if the average and the number is given, you need to find the total sum. Then the partial sum is given. So the remaining sum also you can find. The partial sum of first 18 girls is 270. So the remaining girls sum would be 120. Then the average of the remaining girls would be 120 by 10. Now next question. The average age of 10 students is 20 years. If a new student is added, then the new average of all the students is increased by 1 year. Find the age of the a new student. So there is a class in which a new student is added, and when the new student is added, there is a change in the average age. See, if the student's age was 20 itself, what would happen to the average age? This is not this question I am asking. If the new student was also 20 years old, what would be the average of the whole class? Would it increase, decrease? Anyone? Anyone? See here, it is given the average is increasing. So the student must be older than the general average of the students. So see, first we need to find the sum. That is 10 into 20. The total number is 20. Then the average is the total number of students is 10 and the average age is 20. So the total sum would be 200. Sum of the student's age would be 200. And when the new student is added, the new average of all the students, new average of all students is increased by 1 year. That is, see, when the new student is added, the total average would be increased by 1 year. So the total new average is 21. So what is the new sum? The average is 21, but you should remember there is the number is also increasing. There are 11 students as well. So 11 into 21, the new sum would be 231. And what is the whole sum? 200. When there were 10 students, the average was, the total sum was 200. And when there is 11 students, with the total average becomes 21. So this difference, 231 minus 200 is 31. So the new student must be 31 years old. Now, as I asked earlier, if the student was 20 itself, then what would happen? 11 into 20. Then it would be 220. Divided by 11, you get the same number. So the average wouldn't have decreased. Only because the student's age is higher than the average, the total average is also increasing. If the new average had been decreased by 1 year, then the student would have been less than 20 years old. And if the average age of the whole class, if the student is older than the average age of a whole class, then the total average will increase. Clear? Any doubts?
Sir, could you please explain the first example and the averages again?
Okay. It's this the average of your first consecutive this question, example 1.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So it is given 5 consecutive odd numbers. Consecutive odd numbers means there are this 2 itself. There are 5 consecutive odd numbers. Not the first 5, but some 5 odd numbers are given, and then it is given the average age is 11. Remember, in terms of whole numbers or in terms of odd or even numbers, the average would always be in the middle, and if it is odd numbers, it will be exactly in the middle. But if even numbers are given, then the average would be between the 2 even numbers. So it is given 5 consecutive odd numbers. So if you take 5 numbers like that, the average age would be in the middle. That means the third one. The middle of the 5 numbers is the third one. So the third one is 11. Remember, the average always lies in the middle. So the middle number is 11. What is asked? There are only 5 numbers, and in the middle, third number is 11. What is asked? Second and fourth number. The sum of second and fourth number. So the third number is 11. Then the second number would be 2 difference. See, odd numbers means difference is 2. So reduce 2 from the third number, you get 9. And the fourth number, add increase 2 to 11, then you get 13. So the sum of second and fourth number is given, 9 plus 13, which is 22. Remember this, the middle average lies in the middle.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Any more doubts? Okay, I'm continuing. Yeah, I did this. Now another topic. This is average speed. See, we learned about an average speed here, total distance by total time. Now this is different. This average speed, you can this topic can come in either of averages or time and distance as well. Here the average speed for the same distance. For the same distance, we can use one formula. Instead of calculating the total distance, the total time, we can save some time to use this formula, 2xy by x plus y. If the 2 speeds are given and the same distance is same, then you just multiply the 2 distances into 2 and divide by the sum of the 2 distances. For example, a person covers a distance at a speed of 40 km per hour and returns at a speed of 60 km per hour. So he is going to a place, then returning back to the original position. So the distance is same. In that case, we can find the average speed using this formula. So the first speed is 40 km, then he is returning at the speed of 60 km. Using this formula, 2 into x plus y by x plus y, 2 into 40 plus 60 divided by 40 plus 60. 2 into 40 plus 60 is 4,800. 40 plus 2 into 40 into 60 is 4,800, and 40 plus 60 is 100, and you get 48 km per hour. This is there is ways to find this formula and all. I'm not wasting time, and this is not a max class. You just learn this formula, 2xy by x plus y. If you get this average speed question, you can solve this in very short time if you know this. Any doubts? Okay. Now moving on to percentages. Percent, percent means a part of 100. So there may be fractions that are given that you need to convert it into a part of 100. That is what a percentage is. Percentage equal to value into 100. Now the questions may be in form of, see, a salary of A decreased from 2,500 to 25,000 to 20,000. Find the percentage change. So percentage change formula is new amount minus original amount by original amount into 100. So an amount becomes new amount. So find the difference and divide by the original number. So this you must remember. The original number should be the base value. So question like salary of A decreased from 25,000 to 20,000. So the original number is 25,000. This is the base value you must use. The initial value you should always divide, not the final value. So the example is a salary of A decreased from 25,000 to 20,000. Find the percentage change in salary. So difference is, it becomes 20,000, 25,000 to 20,000. Difference is 5,000. And the original base value is 25,000 into 100. You get 20%. This is just a simple example. Moving on to net percentage change. Again, there is like this. See, I used a formula here like that. Next, net percentage change means percentage. Example, the salary of A is increased by 20%, then increased by 10%. Find the net increase. The question won't be asked like this. They'll give some values, a little bit complicated, but finally you need to only find this much. So in terms, there is percentage on percentage question. There is also another formula, that is x Is the slide not changing?
Yeah, sir. The slide is on averages.
Oh, okay. Can you see now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, sir.
Okay. Okay. So did you get this one? You saw this one before?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now moving on to net percentage change. Net percentage change means there would be given salary of A first increased by 20%, then increased by 10%. Find the net percent. It would be more complicated than that. I'm just giving how to solve this. Just how to find the total percentage. Total percentage, there is a formula: x plus y plus xy by 100. That is, here it is given 20 plus 10 plus 20 into 10 by 100. That is be 30 plus 200 by 100. That is 30 plus 2 equal to 32. You just need to learn this formula if there is given more than 1%. This is also very easy. You probably have to put this in terms of some questions. Now another is, see here, the percentage is first increasing, again increasing. Sometimes it would be asked like this: a salary of A increased by 20%, then decreased by 10%. Find the net percentage change. You just do the same, but instead here you need to put the negative symbol as well. First 20 plus, then minus 10 plus 20 into minus 10 by 100. Instead of 10, you need to put minus 10 because it is decreased. So 20 minus 10 plus minus 200 by 100. That is 10 minus 200 by 100, which is 8. Got it? Here, this is the same formula. This is the same formula as before, but you just put minus sign if there is a decrease, first increase and then decrease. Or if it is in the other way, first decrease and then decrease, you put the minus sign in the first number. This is very simple. Now, another format of questions you get, see, if the price of coffee is increased by 25%, then how much percentage must a housewife reduce her consumption so as to have no extra expenditure? It means the price is increased, but the person doesn't want to increase her expenditure, house expenditure. So what should she do? The expenditure should remain same. So price is increased, she should reduce the consumption. So how much consumption she should reduce is the question. That is, price increased, then the expenditure would automatically increase. So she shouldn't want the expenditure, house expenditure to increase. So she should reduce the consumption. So what percentage of the consumption she should reduce is the question. So the increase percentage is, there is a formula for this, x by 100 plus x into 100. The price of coffee is increased by 25%. And then how much percent must the housewife reduce her consumption? So you put 25 here, 25 by 100 plus 25 into 100. 25 by 125 into 100, you get 20. Clear? This is also, you just by heart this formula, nothing big. Is it clear? Okay. Now, next topic is ratios and proportions. Now, ratio means relation between two numbers. That another, you can say that ratio is also a fraction. That is a by 5:3. That is how much 5 is in terms of 3 is what a ratio is. That is the relation between how much times the one number is towards the other number is what a ratio is. You must all know. Your proportion means how it is the relation between two different ratios. You get this ratio and the other ratio. What is the relation between them? Now I'll give you example of a ratio question. If the difference between salaries of A and B is 2000 and the ratio of salaries of A and B is 5:3, find the salary of A and B. The difference of the A and B is given and the ratio between A and B is given. You need to find these A and B. So here what you need to do is convert it into number, put x. To convert the ratios into number, you just put x, 5x and 3x. So we know the relation between the 5x and 3x, that is the difference is 2000. 5x minus 3x is 2000. That is given. So we know how, if you know how to solve linear equation. By the way, this is very important that you need to know how to solve linear equations. We studied in 5th and 6th. This you get, if you know how to solve linear equation, you probably need to know most of the tips and tricks and all. You just put the values in linear equations and it might take a little bit more time. You can get the answer. Almost all the questions in mathematical reasoning, you would get you get the answer if you know how to solve linear equations. So I can't teach you that. You have to learn that by yourself. So one thing I'm advising you all is, you must, if you know a linear equation, well and good. If you don't know, you must go and study that, how to solve linear equations in one variable as well as in two variables. So here the difference between the two numbers is given. So there are 5x minus 3x, that is 2000. So we'll get 2x is 5x minus 3x is 2x. 2x is 2000 and x would be 1000. The salary is A and B. A is 5x and B is 3x. 5x is 5000, 3x is 3000. So the salaries of A and B are 5000 and 3000. Next question. Product of two numbers is 196. Find the ratio, and the ratio between them is 4:1. Find the numbers. The product between numbers is given. Ratio between numbers is given. So instead of the numbers, we can put x. For the ratio of 4x:1, 4x and 1x. And what is given? The product of numbers is 196. 4x into x is 196. 4x square is 196. X square is 49. And if you know the square of 7, you know that x is 7. Now, what are the numbers? 4x and 1x. 4x is 28 and 1x is 7. The two numbers are 7 and 28. See, this also you need to know the solving linear equation here. And sometimes it would be in two variables. Two variable questions you generally won't get, but it is better if you know how to solve solving linear equation in two variables as well. Next question. The sum of the ages of A, B, and C is 90 years. 6 years ago, their ages were in ratio 1:2:3. What is the present age of C? Instead of 1:2:3, I write x:2x:3x. What is given? 6 years ago, their ages were in this. So 6 years ago, their ages were 90. So 6 years ago, what was their x? X minus 6, 2x minus 6, 3x minus 6. 6 years ago, their ages were 90. So x plus 2x plus 3x minus 18 is 90. So x would be 12. So what is the question? What is the present age of C? Present age of C is what? Remember, 6 years ago is 12, but present age would be 3x plus 6. Remember, you should add 6 as well because you already subtracted 6 in this equation. So this C age is given 3x. See, A, B, and C. A is 2x, B is 2x, and C is 3x. And in 6 years ago, their sum was 90. 6 years ago means I have to reduce 6 from all the 3 percentages. X minus 6, 2x minus 6, 3x minus 6. The total sum was 90. And what is the age of present age of C? We know x, after solving this x, you get 12. And then 3x, 6 years ago, his or her age was 90 minus this 3x plus 6. And the present age, 3x minus 6, and the present age would be, 6 years ago, their age, C's age was 3x. Now, current age is what is the given question. So, present age of C would be 3x plus 6. That is 3 into 12 plus 6, that is 42. Yeah, why we are adding 6 is because here the question is 6 years ago, their ratios were 1:3, 2:3, not the current current ratio. 6 years ago, their ratio were 1:2:3. So 6 years ago, the total was 90. X plus 2x plus 3x minus 6 minus 6 minus 6. Minus 6 minus 6 minus 6 because 3 people are there. All their 3 ages were reduced by 6 because it was 6 years ago. So 6x minus 18 equal to 90. Now, what is question? C's age. C's age we know 3x. But 3x was 6 years ago. Current age, you should add 6 as well. So 3x plus 6, you get 42. Ratio given is 6 years ago. That is why we are reducing 6, not the current ratio. Got it? See, this 6 years ago, their ratio was 1:2:3. So, so the x and 2x and 3x are in terms of 6 years. And the total age is 90. So, we add this. Yeah, 1 second. Yeah, yeah, sorry, I made a mistake. You don't have to add 6 here. So yeah, the current ratio, yeah, sorry, we don't have to add 6 here. The answer would be 36. 3x is the ratio, and the answer would be 36, not 42. Sorry about that. So here we reduced 6 in each age. So the current age would be 36. Now moving on to the next topic. Any more doubts there? Okay.
No, sir. Continue, sir.
Okay. Now profit and losses. This is a topic we commerce students generally know and should know, that selling price and reducing selling price to cost price, we get profit or loss. Now, what we should remember is profit and loss percentages. The question might be in terms of percentages, and in terms of percentages, we should always put it in cost price. If the profit percentage is asked, what percentage of profit or loss did A gain? So if the profit or loss percentage is given, then it should always be in the cost price. But if if it is given the profit percentage in terms of selling price, then you should you use the selling price. Otherwise, if it is just given profit percentage or loss percentage, then you should always calculate according to the cost price. That is one thing you should always remember. Now, another thing you need to know is this fractions into percentages. This would help in not only in profit and loss questions, in other areas as well. 1 by 3 is what percentage? 33.33. 1 by 4 is 25%. 1 by 5 is 20. 1 by 6 is 16.66. And likewise, up to 1 by 10, 1 by 15 and all, if you know, well and good. I'll move on to first question. Can you see? Can you see? Is there any difficulty in seeing? The present screen, it is not it is not showing when I provide slideshow. I think you have to adjust with this, because when I give slideshow, the screen is not coming as whole screen in the in Google Meet. Sorry about that. So yeah, moving on to the first question. A purchased a product at rupees 1,500, and after doing repairs for it for rupees 300. One second. Okay, shall I continue?
Yeah, sir.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so the first question, A purchased a product at rupees 1,500, and after doing repairs for it at rupees 300, he sold it at 3,600. What percentage of profit or loss did A gain or lose? So what is given? The purchase price is 1,500 and he did repairs of 300. So the total cost would be 1,800, and selling price is also given, that is 3,600. Profit is 1,800. Here, what is asked? Profit percentage. See, profit percentage, you must, when we suddenly see 1,800, you might jump and write 50%. But remember, profit percentage is always in terms of cost price. So 1,800 in terms of cost price, 1,800. That is 100%. The answer is 100%. Don't jump and write 50% because it is 1,800. It should always be in terms of cost price. But if it is asked what percentage of profit is in terms of selling price, then you can write 50%. If it is just asked what percentage of profit and loss, then it should be according to cost price. That is 100%. 100%. Next question. X brought 12 products for a total price of 120. He sold 3 products for rupees 35. Find profit or loss percentage. Remember, he brought 12 products and sold only 3. So you need to convert all the cost price. Cost price is given for 12 products and selling price is given for 3 products. You should convert the cost price also for 3 products. 3 products selling price is 35 and 12 products cost price is 120. So divide by 4, you get 3 products cost price, that is 30. Cost price minus selling price, get 5, and 5 is what, according to cost price, 5 by 30, that is 1 by 6. 1 by 6 is 16.66. Next is another question. B brought 12 products for 10 rupees and sold 8 of them for 12 rupees. Find the product profit or loss percentage. This is a little bit more confusing. We brought 12 products for 10 rupees and sold 8 of them for 12 rupees. This is not a multiple. So what we can do here is, if only profit and loss percentage and not the profit value is given, you can take the LCM of both the numbers, 12 and 8, and convert it into a common number. 12 products, 12 products cost price is 10, 8 products selling price is 12. So taking selling price of both is 8 and 12, you can convert both the products in terms of 24 products. That is taking LCM. LCM also you should know how to do. And if 12 products are 10, then 24 products cost price would be 20. And if 8 products selling price is 12, 24 products, it would be 36 selling price. And cost price, selling price minus cost price would be 30 minus 20, which is 16, equal to profit. Now, what is asked? Profit percentage. Profit percentage would be profit by cost price. That is 16 by 20, which is 4 by 5 or 80%. Clear?
Please explain it once more.
Okay, yeah. So it is given 12 products for 10 rupees. You can, and sold 8 products for 12 rupees. You can either convert this cost price in terms of 8 products, but that would be a little bit more confusing. And here the profit value is also not given. So here you can easily convert both if only the percentage is asked. Here only profit percentage is asked, not the profit value. So what you can do is both the products you can convert in terms of a LCM number. To take both the LCM of 12 and 8, and you can do it in terms of 24. The LCM of 12 and 8 is 24. And if you convert both these 12 and 8 into 24, it would be much easier to calculate. Otherwise, this would become fractions and all. If you take in terms of 12, 8 would become confusing. Or if you take this cost price in terms of 8, that would also be a little bit more confusing. It would take a lot more time. So instead, you can do it in terms of a bigger whole number, that is LCM of both the numbers, that is 24. I hope you all know to do how to take LCM as well. That also you need to learn by yourself. This is basic maths, which we all should know. If you don't know, you have to go learn somehow. You can learn most of these things in YouTube and all if you just type LCM, how to learn LCM, you get videos and all. It is not much difficult to study any of these topics because most of the classes there are lots of classes in each topic, hours and hours of each topic classes you can find in YouTube, and also you can get guides. So these small things like learning LCM or how to do linear equations and all, you must learn by yourself. Not only for net exams, you would find it useful throughout your life, even in other competitive exams. So yeah, you need to take both these numbers in terms of a bigger whole number, 24. 12 becomes 24 and 8 becomes 24. 24, what is 24? The cost price of 24 products, it would be 20. And the selling price of 24 products, here 8 is multiplied by 3, it to become 24. So 12 is multiplied by 3 to become 36. Here 12 is multiplied by 3 to become 24. So we have to multiply 20 also to make it 10 also to make it 20. So the cost price minus selling price minus cost price is 36 minus 20, that is 16. And that is profit. The question is profit percentage. That is 16 by 20, that is 80%. Now discounts. Discount also we all know as commerce students. Discount means the seller will give reduced selling price in order to increase sales, and that is what discounts are, deduction from cost of price. Now what we all would know how to do discounts, just reduce the value from the percentage value from the whole. But what we would have to learn is successive discounts. That means discount on discount. For example, here the question is, on online shopping website sells a product of ₹1,000, then gives 10% discount, then again gives 20% discount. This is the successive discount. Successive discount also means total discount. The person is giving more than one discount again and again. So what is the total discount and what is the final price of the product is the question. I'll read the question again. Now, online shopping website sells a product for ₹1,000, then gives 10% discount, and he once again offers a discount of 20% on the discounted value. So it is not the original value, but on the discounted value. What is the final price of the product? You can, if you want, by taking time, you can first 1,000, 10% discount, that is 900. Then after that 900, you have to reduce the 20% of 500, find the 20% of 900, 180, then reduce, and then you can get 72. You saved this time, you can also use another formula. That is x plus y minus xy by 100%. For x is 10, y is 20. 10 plus 20 minus 10 into 20 by 100. That is 10 plus 20 minus 2, that is 28. 28% is the discount. Total discount percentage you will get. Now you need to find that what 28% of 1,000, that is reduced, and then you get the final value, that is 720. Clear? For successive discount, you can use this formula for saving time, x plus y minus xy by 100, and that is the total discount value. Then discount value you just have to reduce from the total value. Yes, it is similar to the previous formula. Now coming to interest. Interest also is a relevant topic for all of us commerce students. Now, there are generally two types of interest: simple interest and compound interest. In net questions, you would most probably 99% you would get only questions from simple interest. But it is good that you learn how to do compound interest as well. Now, simple interest is calculated with the formula. Simple interest is equal to principal into rate into time. Principal is the amount initially borrowed. Rate means the percentage rate of interest that is given by the bank or the company, and the time is how much period we invest the amount. And remember here, rate would be in terms of percentage, R percentage or R by 100. So when we look at most of the guidebooks, we'll see the formula as PRT by 100, and we should use that formula as well, and just write what the rate percentage is. So the proper formula would be PRT by 100. You must remember that. And you must know what principal is. Principal is the initial amount borrowed. Rate is the rate of interest given. Time is the how much time we invest. Then compound interest means this here the rate is on the first principal amount for every year. But in terms of compound interest, that interest is added back, and the next year the total rate is the total value of principal plus interest rate. You get again the total value is calculated. That is compound interest. The concept of compound interest is that the interest is added back to the principal sum, so that interest is gained on that already accumulated interest. There would be interest on interest every year. The principal plus interest value of this year would become the total principal of next year. So there would be a different formula. You probably won't get a question on this, but I'm just teaching you this as well. Now, generally the formula is principal into 1 plus r raised to t. That is the compound interest formula. But if there is given the interest is calculated biannually or quarterly, then again the formula will change. Then here one more thing would come, n. That is, for example, normally we calculate interest on every year. But if the interest is added back every 6 months or every 3 months, then the formula we will use this formula. P into 1 plus r by n into n raised to t. Here n would be 1 in terms of annually. But if it is biannually or every 6 months the interest is added back, then here n would be 2 and here n would be 2. And quarterly, here n would be 4. That is this formula. Generally, even if you probably won't get compound interest questions in net exam, but even if you get, you would only get this formula, and probably you get a direct question if compound interest is asked. You would this I just gave because this is also in the top it is relevant to the area, and it might be useful in other exams. For example, I am only giving the simple interest questions. First question, a sum of money becomes 4 times in 20 years at simple interest. Here it is simple interest, not compound interest. Find the rate of interest. Sum of money, so principal is not given. 4 times. Time is given 20 years. And what we need to find? Rate. So what all we need to know? Principal, rate and time. Principal not given, but what is given? Becomes 4 times in 20 years. That means the principal becomes, after 20 years, it becomes 4 times, 4p. So p becomes 4p. So what is this 3p? In addition, 3p means it is the interest added back. Simple interest means 4p minus p, that is 3p. What do we need to know? The rate of interest. So simple interest is P into RT by 100. P we know, just P. Simple interest also we got from here. The P becomes 4P. So 3P is added. That 3P is simple interest. So 3P equal to P into RT. R and T is 20 years by 100. So bringing 3 here and reducing P by 2P, you get R as well. If you know how to solve linear equations, the P and P goes, R comes here, and then finally you get 15%. This is the most common format of questions in interest. Now there may be some difference. For example, the rate of interest would be given, and then time would be asked. That kind of questions might ask. Then this 4 times become maybe 7 times, 8 times. Generally, only this format of question comes for simple interest. Only this would change. 20 years years would not be given. Find the number of years. The amount becomes 10 times, and then the rate is given as 10%. Likewise, the question would be given. That also, you do the same format. Then R would be given. T you have to find. Same way you can find. This is very easy. Any doubts? Now, I've come to the end. There are some topics that are very rarely asked, like permutation and combination, time and work, age-related question. Age means was just like a question I gave in the averages. A person's age becomes 4 times after 10 years. What is his current age? And like that kind of questions might be asked. So permutation and all, it takes a lot of time to study. If you know the formula, it is well and good, but it is a lot of effort for little gains. So I'm not taking this, and probably you can skip this. And time and work also, I think now in current syllabus it is not asked. This might be asked, age related questions. Now this you should remember, you should learn how to form linear equations. If you know how to form linear equations, most of the questions become easy. And also I have given some formulas that you can learn. Also memorize the fraction values, percentage, what is 1/5, what is 1/6 out of percentage, then what the squares of numbers are, cubes of numbers are. Then also I said the series of prime numbers, series of perfect squares. You should learn all that to make it easier. And also draw diagrams in terms of like relationships, direction questions and all. You can use the paper given to you and draw diagrams. And practice a lot yourselves. There's a limit in how I can give you, but in each of these topics you can get hours of classes in YouTube. You can look at that and learn. Then what you can do is learn from the videos and then buy some guides and practice those solved questions in the guides. That is the easiest way to study. Now, some of the topics have left out, which are a bit more complicated. That is speed change in time and distance, combined ratios and proportional ratios and proportion. These are a little bit more difficult. If you have time, you can study by yourselves. If you don't have time, you can skip this as well. But it's better you learn this as well by yourself. Thank you. Any more questions? Yeah, I'll share the PPT. Any doubts?
So here we comes to the end of today's session. Hope you all had a wonderful time. Now it's time to express our wholehearted gratitude to our resource person, Mr. M.M. Swalih, for finding time from his busy schedule and to enlighten us on the topic mathematical aptitude and reasoning. It was a great time with you, sir. On behalf of Commerce Club, Department of Commerce, I express our sincere gratitude towards you, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Now, I would like to thank all the participants for making the session a successful one. Thank you all. Now, we will be meeting in today's evening session on income tax and corporate tax planning, handled by Professor Dr. Gabriel Simon Tattal, Professor and Head Department of Commerce and Dean Faculty of Commerce, University of Kerala. Thank you. It's me, Asha, MPhil Scholar and Coordinator of the session. Thank you all.